Hi YouTube, Unkert here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Python image processing to take images and make them smaller and reduce their size. Okay, so what we're going to need is a few modules here. I'm going to say from pill import image. Okay, and basically what I'm using here is I'm using the pillow module, and to install that via the command line, if you're on Linux like I am or on a Mac, you do sudo apt install, not sudo apt, sudo pip3 install pillow. Okay, or if you're just installing it in the local directory, you don't need sudo, you just do pip3 install pillow. Okay, so we're going to use that, and we'll also have some built-in modules. We'll import sys and we'll import OS. Okay, those are both built in, nothing to install there. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to run this program from the terminal, and I want to be able to put an input folder and have an output folder with my images. Okay, so I'm in this folder here in my terminal. I'm going to run this from my terminal. All right. So I'm going to need some command line arguments, and I'm going to use the sys module to do that. So I'm going to say my input underscore folder. I'm going to create a variable for that and say that sys.argv at index 1, because the first argument is the file name. So if you put index 0, that would be the file name. We're going to put the file name, then the input folder, then the output folder. Okay. So I'm also going to create a variable for the output folder and say that's sys.argv at index 2. Okay, then I'm going to check and see if the output folder exists. And if you look here, there is no output folder in here. And if we go into here, actually, what we can do is if we go back one, we'll see I have these input images gentlemen, because maybe I'm writing a blog post about the Gentleman. It's a bike race that we do where we enjoy adult beverages and then ride hard the next day. And maybe I want to, resize those images and make them a lot smaller. Okay, so I might have that folder that I need to use, and I need to reach in via the command line and get it and put it into an output folder. I'm going to check if that output folder exists. So if it doesn't exist, I'm going to create it. So I'm going to say if not, and we did this in the last video as well, ospath.exists, and we'll check for the existence of the output folder. If that doesn't exist, we're going to do os.mkdir, make directory, the output folder. Okay, so now we're going to make that if it doesn't exist. And what I'm going to say now is I'm going to go through the files in the input folder. Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to do a for loop. I'll say for file in, and then I'm going to use this OS module, os.list.dir, list directory, and then we're going to pass in the input folder. So for each file in there, I'm going to create a variable called image, and I'm going to say that's image, if I could spell it correctly, image.open, and then I'm going to use an F string here because I want to open the files in the input folder. So we're going to pass in the input folder first, and then I'll do a slash here, and then I want to have the actual file. So I'm going to do file here, and I'm also going to convert these images. Maybe I want them to be in grayscale, so I could do something else. I could do .convert and then pass in L as an argument, and that's going to change them to grayscale. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. The next thing I'm going to do is resize them. So I'm going to do image.thumbnail, and then I'm going to pass in a tuple here, 300, 300. That means that the max width or height can only be 300 pixels, and the image is going to be resized, keeping the aspect ratio the same. So it doesn't mean both the width and the height will be 300. It just means that one of those will be 300 and the other one will be resized. A smaller one will be resized so it keeps the proportions of the image. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say image.save, and I'm going to do another F string here, so I'm going to do F, and then within quotes I'm going to save these in the output folder slash the file, and I'm going to convert them to PNG. So I'm going to chop off the .jpeg, and to chop it off I'm going to use string slicing here. So I'm going to do these square brackets and do a colon because we'll start at the beginning of the string, and we'll chop off the last 4 characters. So we'll go up to, but not including the last 4 characters, which is why I put that -4 in there. And then I'm going to give them the extension of PNG, and I'm going to say they're PNG files. Okay, so that should be my program. I'm going to save that, and then what I'm going to do is bring up the terminal here, and just to demonstrate beforehand, we don't have an output folder here yet. Okay, and so let's bring up the terminal and let's run the program. I'm going to type Python 3, then the name of the file, which is going to be Python. I'll start to type it. Oh no, I want to first go into the directory. So I'm going to go into Python image resizing. Now I'm going to run it with Python 3, the name of the file, Python image resizer.py. And then for my arguments, I'm going to do a ... to get up to the folder above where my input images gentleman folder is. And then I'm going to give the output folder, which I'm going to call output images gentleman. Okay, and I'm going to run it by hitting enter. Okay, it's going to go ahead and run, and it looks like it has successfully ran. So now let's look up here, and we have this new folder, output images gentleman, and we have each of these images which are in grayscale. You can see that this one is 23.2 kilobytes. Let's see what it was originally. I got these photos from Pexels, by the way. If I go into my input images, Gentleman 1 was 3.9 megabytes. So I went from 3.9 megabytes to 23.2 kilobytes. Okay, and similar sizes for each of these images. Some of these were color images, but now they're all black and white. Like if we take a look at this, one of the original images, this one was obviously in color. And now if we look at, where was that image? It was 2? Yeah, this image. Nicely resized, small for a blog that I can write. I hope you found this video interesting. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.